From this video, you will learn how to divide decimal. Look at this example. From this example, you learn how to divide a decimal number by a whole number. And from this example, you will learn how to divide a decimal number by another decimal number. And from this example, you will learn how to divide a whole number by a decimal number. And from these three examples, you learn how to divide a decimal number by 10, 100 and 1000. So let's get started. So our first example is this. We have to divide a decimal number by a whole number. So the division process is very simple. So let me introduce the basic of division. Look, division means division is splitting into equal parts of group. That is, division means, look here, the process of making group. Division means the process of making group. Okay, here is the ideal presentation of division. We write dividend means total numbers, then divisor, member of a group, and we write quotient here, number of groups. That is, quotient means the number of groups you can make, right? Sometimes we get remainder. Okay, look, dividend means the total number, that is, it represents the amount being divided. Then quotient means the number of group you can make, it represents the answer. So let us consider this first example. So look, to divide a decimal number by a whole number is very easy. It is the general division process. Just you have to take care of decimal. Look at this thing. 5 goes into 17 how many times? Look, 5 goes into 17 how many times? Look, 5 times 1. 5 times 1, that gives us 5. 5 times 2, that gives, just add 5 with this 5, that is 10, right? 5 times 3, just add 5 with this 5, that is 15, right? Then 5 times 4, what will happen? Just add 5 with 15, that is 20. Look, here we have 17 and here we are getting 20. So we have to target this. 5 goes into 17 how many times? 3 times. You have to write 3 above the 7. That is, you are considering 17, so you have to write the quotient over the last digit. So 3 times 5, that gives us 15. If you subtract, then you are getting 7 minus 5 to 0. So now we have a decimal. So you have to line up the decimal. So decimal point will come here, right? Then bring down the next digit, 5. 5 goes into 25 how many times? You know that 5 times 5, that gives us just at 5, 25, right? So 5 goes into 25 how many times? 5 times 5, 25, 0. So from this example, now you have learned how to divide a decimal number by a whole number. Okay, let us consider this example. 0.3 divided by 6.96. 6.96. This is a decimal number and this is also a decimal number. So our first task is to turn this divisor into a whole number, right? So to do so, what will you do? Just you have to move the decimal point. Then what you are getting? 3, right? 3 decimal point. So same thing will happen to the dividend. So you have to move decimal point 1 digit to the right. right? So look, now you are getting this 369.6, right? Now divide like a simple division. So 3 goes into 6 how many times? So let us consider the multiplication table of 3. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 2, just add 3 with this 3, that is 6. So 3 goes into 6. How many times? 2 times, write 2 over the 6. Then 2 times 3, 6. If you subtract, then you are getting 0. Now bring down this second digit, 9. 3 goes into 9 how many times? This 0 don't have any value. So 3 times 3, just add 3, that is 9, right? 9. So 3 goes into 3. 3 times 3, 9. If you subtract, then you are getting 0. Now you have decimal point. So decimal point directly come to the quotient, and you have to line up the decimal point. Now you have to bring down the last digit, 6. Now 3 goes into 6 how many times? 2 times, write 2. 2 times 3 is 6. If you subtract, 0. So your answer is 23.2. This is the quotient, right? Now consider this example, right? 2.5, and you have to divide this 2.5, and here you have 4. So you have to divide this whole number by a decimal number. So how to do that? Look, you can write any whole number like this. That is, after whole number you can consider a decimal point, right? And after decimal point you can write any number of 0. So you can rewrite this 4 like 4 decimal point 0 0, right? Or 0 0 0. You can write 0 according to your need. So look, our first task is to make this divisor to a whole number. That is why you have to move the decimal point 1 digit to the right. So you are getting here 2.5, and you have to do the same thing to the dividend, right? So you are getting here, right? After decimal point you can consider any number of 0 here, right? So look, if this decimal point will not contain, so decimal point will come here. Now divide. 25 goes into 40 how many times? You know that 25 times 1, 25, then 2, 50, right? So 20 times goes into 40, just 1 times. This number is bigger. So write 1, and you have to write 1 here, right? You have to write over the last digit. So 25. If you subtract, then you are getting 5, 1, 15. Then look, you have decimal point. Decimal point will go directly over the quotient, and you need to look up lining up, right? Then you have 0 0, right? 25 goes into 150 how many times? Look, 3 times means 75. Just add 25, then you will get 75. Then add 4, then 75 plus 25, that is 100, right? Plus times 5, 125, 6, 150. That is 6 times, right? 6 times 25, 150, 0. So 1.6 is the answer. Now we'll learn this, how to divide decimal number by 10, 100 and 1000. So look, in case of dividing 10, 100 and 1000, you have to look at the number of 0 to that divisor. Here 10 is a divisor, here 100 is a divisor. and here 1000 is a divisor. So look, here we are getting 10 for 10. That is, if you want to divide by 10, we see that in 10 we are getting only 10. That is, divisor has only 10. So that is why you have to move decimal point to the left, one digit to the left. So you are getting decimal point 046, and this is the answer for this problem. And here we have 20, so decimal point will come 2 digit to the left. So our answer will be, look, here. So you have to consider more 0 here. So decimal point here, then 0007, right? Decimal point will go 2 digit to the left. So 1 2, right? Look, and for here decimal point will go 3 digit to the left. 1 2 3. So you are getting here decimal point 00075. Easy, right? To divide a decimal number by 10, 100 and 1000 is easy. Just you have to count the number of 0, and then you have to move the decimal point same number of 0 left, right? You know that when we divide, we reduce the dividend. Thanks for viewing this video. Be well.